Okay, Michelle Whitedove has nailed one. One. She's actually hit a few, by the way, if you haven't been paying attention. Uh, but breaking news tonight at 10:41 p.m. Los Angeles, a shooting suspect who led police on a pursuit before running into a Trader Joe's grocery store and barricading himself in with people trapped inside, surrendered to police Saturday afternoon. So she, Mrs. Whitedove, made a claim back in on her blog, which I've already showed you guys before, actually, because this is an older one, on April the 10th this year, 2018. And the title of her blog posting was Predictions, Travel, Tourism, Weather, and Safe Places to Live. And there is a section towards the bottom, and it's in the area about a couple paragraphs about America. She still sees the Statue of Liberty as a target, being hit. But, and this is in bold letters, which, let me scroll down. Here we go. Let me just share this with you. This is from her blog. I predict that there will be a shooter in Los Angeles. I see a shooter in DC too. Las Vegas is still most definitely a target. I see a bomb in a U.S. airport go off, she says. This is, again, her psychic visions, that sort of things. But again, bold letters, I predict that there will be a shooting in Los Angeles. So you might argue and say, oh, there's a shooting everywhere every day. Chicago has, 12 a weekend. Right. But when it's in your face, big news, blasted everywhere, that's the one that we want to pay attention to. Not just some random shooting. So, another one in Los Angeles. There's a shooting there almost every, weekend. We're not talking about that. We are talking a major event, noteworthy event, which is why she put it on her blog. It just happened today or tonight, whatever. My time is tonight. I'm on the East Coast. They were on the West Coast. So that's one of actually several things. The whole Ring of Fire stuff with the earthquakes and the volcanic activities, also same blog post, same date. She talked about flooding and stuff, which there was some flash floods that punished Texas, border towns, Gulf Coast. Volcanoes in the Ring of Fire, psychically, I see the Pacific Ring of Fire is heating up. Great Spirit told me years ago, and I blogged about it, and science has recently discovered these volcanoes are connected under the Earth's crust. I psychically see them like veins or arteries with molten lava that flows through them and connects one volcano artery to the next volcano, even the ones that lay dormant. Deep underneath the Earth's mantle, there are deep recesses of magma. So she posted this a little while back. Japanese volcano, another eruption over there. And I mean, do we even need to talk about Alaska? Here we go. And she wrote this back in April. This Alaska stuff is only fairly recently. But she wrote about this back there. Look, Hawaii, not Alaska. Hawaii will experience eruptions, correct? Again, same with Alaska, though. Anyways, correct. May 5th, right after the April thing she put out here. Local seismic sensors record an explosion at Mount Cleveland. Again, you might argue, well, it's not really a big, it's not like a giant eruption. Right. In other words, maybe we need to give that some time. But Hawaii, absolutely. Absolutely. She does feel, right down here, Washington State, that Mount St. Helens will erupt again at some point. And here, May 9th, Mount St. Helens volcano rated normal, but could be recharging according to locals, whatever. So the main point here, though, is the shooting in Los Angeles that made major news. Okay? She nailed it. Now, I've been told by her recently, and Pete, we've been working. Again, I did a video you guys saw. I posted it on Patreon first. Again, my paying patrons. I try to give them early access to things or whatever, cool little benefits like that. Hey guys, give me some questions for Michelle Whitedove. I'll see if we can get a bunch of those in there. And then I went to YouTube as well. I can't leave, freebie or not, can't leave my people on YouTube just because you're not as patron, like to leave you out of it. So of course, get some from you guys too. But good news is that quite a bit overlapped. of those questions to give her for the next report. Because you remember when she came out with me the first time, and I brought her out there like, hey, check this out, Pete, and I went down and helped her with crypto. She came on the Realist News Show. We did the Blog Talk Radio. People calling in. We're gonna have to do that again, by the way. We will be doing that again. People calling in, that sort of thing. So, we had said then, what, she's going to do this crypto report, and other things will be included too, which it was, the Whitedove report. It's still on our website, the cryptosclass.com website. But part 2 is fixing to come very soon. And by very soon, I mean we're shooting for early August. And we're going to try to do this quarterly. We felt like if there's something to talk about quarterly, we'll do it. If not, maybe it'll be twice a year. And I say we, but really her. If she's not getting anything or it's the same old stuff, well, no need to just keep doing the report. Let's make it worthwhile. Well, there's things to talk about, cryptos and different ones and new ones coming up we haven't really talked about before. So, anyways, took a bunch of y'all's questions. I said, Pete, I love you, but on Patreon, I grabbed the whole damn thing. I just grabbed every comment. They're like 190 or something. Pete, I love you, but scan through these if you don't mind. He's like, I got it all under control. So he got those questions. He, of course, is on my YouTube, subscription list. So he went there and grabbed y'all's questions too there and tried to pick out the best. He did it on his own. Like, let me pick out the best. Plenty of new crypto questions. Some of the old ones, people want some more information on some of the older ones too. That basically, I felt like, guys are already in Whitedove Report 1. That's already there. She already talked about them. But the good news is we are going to include the first Whitedove report, the paid one, with the second one automatically. So you'll get the second one first, and in that same PDF at the bottom, you'll get the original one from months ago. And it will have, I think we're going to be putting the updates, like some of the stuff I just read you. We're going to throw the updates in there to let people know, like, hey, she said this, and we think, that has happened. Now, once again, she doesn't claim she has the 100% track record, or, she's not doing anything like that. Will she get every single thing right? Honestly, more than likely no. Of everything, show me one psychic who got every single thing right, their whole life giving readings. Nobody. But again, if they can get 80 or something or higher percent right, hey, that's all we want to know. Probabilities or high probabilities of things, and who are the best out there. And again, she gave us some of these coins. It was funny. Pete says to her the other day, which I told you guys about, we want the top 3 coins of the next, say, 3 to 6 months out of these 16 coins. We forgot to put Neo on the list. We meant to. We forgot to put it on there. She actually pens in, tells her manager, Shantae, we need to add Neo. Add Neo to that list. Why? Because it was one of her top 3 picks over the next 3 to 6 months. The funny thing, after she had already said that, those 3 coins, the third one was Veritasium. So I should say 2 of them, because it was Neo, Digibyte, I believe, and then Veritasium. Neo ramped up, especially on, I think, Bitfinex. Oh my God, it almost hit like $49. I think it did hit 49 or 40, 39, 45. Yeah, it was like 48, 49, almost $49. On the other exchanges, it wasn't quite that high. But it ran up very, very well. So did Digibyte. But the third one, Veritasium, didn't. Now, at the same time, we did ask 3 to 6 months out. Not, hey, like a week from now after you say this, let's let these things rocket. And they did. Those 2 really took off, which is funny to me, because that's not 3 to 6 months out. But although the question was from 3 to 6 months out, meaning now to, honestly, 6 months. So 3 to 6 months time frame, meaning from now to then. Which, again, maybe the question should have just been 6 months. Why throw the 3-month part in there? I don't know. I think that was Pete that threw that. So, Pete, you're getting the blame for that one, buddy. So, anyways, I just had to give a little credit where credit's due. And I do look forward to this next report, because there's probably going to be quite a bit packed in there. And last time when we sold that report on the website, my Cryptos Class website, it was a kind of a split between her and I. And I said, I gotta give Pete, man. Pete's the one that sat with her for 3 hours on the phone doing the questions. And he's like, no, you don't mean nothing, man. Please, this is Jay Snip, man. I don't let any good deed go unnoticed. I'm giving you some. So I hooked the brother up. Well deserved. This time around, we want him to be in there with us, not just here's a bonus. Like, come on, Pete, man, you're part of the team, dude. So Pete is stepping it up. He's handling all the questions. He's putting it all together. He's formulating it. He's gonna be on the phone with her for probably a few hours, again getting it ready. We're trying to shoot for early August, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, somewhere around there. God willing, if you will, and Michelle willing as well, because these psychics, man, they get drained and I'm not feeling good, and it's just super, super draining. That was one of the when I talked to her a while back, I was like, I mean, she has her role on Earth to help people, we get that, but I'm like, man, let's do some of these reports, because it's another way where you can kind of slow down on some of that stuff and maybe focus a little bit different, because you got to understand, she gets a lot of, my loved one died, or it was a very bad death, very gruesome, talk to my loved one, and she sees it all. So it's draining. When it comes to doing these reports, there's nothing like that involved. It's not even about someone's lost, relative or whatever. It's about cryptos and politics, future, whatever, that sort of stuff. So her mindset's way different in a good way when it comes to these things. So me picking up on this, I was like, yeah, I think we need to do, or she needs to do maybe a couple a year. Again, maybe we can do it quarterly if it makes sense. If not, we'll just do a couple a year for her, because it's exciting. It's interesting to see these things, and it's a shame that there's no real crypto predictions that have been absolutely spot on. Like a whole bunch happened, blah blah blah. This happened like last year, the year before. This is all new. Like this stuff started happening this year between Sharon, Michelle Whitedove, etc. Really was this year. So we have to wait and see how accurate are these these two women in this case going to be. But me, I don't want to sit and wait and just sit back, because I did that when the Webbot report started talking about after Bitcoin, Ripple and Veritasium. I'm sitting over here like this. Well, it does miss stuff. I don't know why, and it's just going to require me putting my own money in on a, financial bet, so to speak. Let me just see what it does in this Bitcoin prediction. Nailed it. What about this 888? Nailed it again. By that time, it already nailed it like 3 times. At that point, I was done. When it hit 888, okay, I'm in. I'm buying some. I bought some Bitcoin. Next stop is what? 1400 something? 1460? Yep. Oh, there it is. Did it again. Okay. This thing's out of control. I got to get some. Remember when Bitcoin gets to about $2,500, or I forget the number now, it's going to drop off like 500, then it's going to go back. It didn't quite get to 25, I think, or either went just over or was just under, and then the like 450, most of $500 sell off, something like that, brought it back down to like 1800 at the time, and then went back up. I'm like, wow, this thing's just unbelievably accurate. Then he comes out with Ripple, and I'm like, well, he's good on Bitcoin, but I don't know if I just want to jump into this. I should have. Ripple was like 2 cents. It ran up to 39, 40 cents. Oh, missed it. Some of my subs did not miss it. I was like, I ain't doing the next one. Like, I'm not missing the next one or the one after that. So I got into some other ones after that. But again, this is all kind of new. So you can sit back and say, well, let me just see what happens, and potentially miss out on some good, money investment type of thing. Or you do sit back and wait. Or you don't sit back and wait, and you do what I've been doing this whole damn time. Throw in some mud up the wall. See if it sticks. Oh, better Webbot thing, that sounds good. That one sounds good too. Cha-ching. And it's worked quite a few times. But I think because the sell-off was so big, last few months, everyone's all scared. Oh, I don't know. And I'm like, did anything change in anyone's mind though? Did we forget what we're reading and seeing and hearing? News and politicians and the SEC and CFTC, all this stuff? Like, that wasn't even here last year, guys. When it ran up in December, none of that was here. But it's here now. And that, I think, leads us to a very, very nice, happy place, if you know what I mean. So, anyways, just want to give a little shout out, let you guys know another report is probably going to be due here shortly, like in probably 2 weeks. Looks like. Today's the 21st. So, yeah, interesting times, man. Take care.